Hello and welcome in to another week of the Stadium Experience with Jake Elmsley, Jordan Moment, here alongside me. And, we just wrapped up a week where we didn't have to watch a Patriots game, Jordan. I have to tell you, that didn't feel bad. We got to watch some good football games. I will say we'll get more into reactions to it in a bit, but I got to say Wild Card Weekend I think was better than expected. I'd say that. We'll get into our full thoughts on that later. And Jordan, believe it or not, on the Patriots front, I think we get to start the show off here with what I think, Jordan, is some positive news.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, and of course this happened we'll start off with this basically. The biggest thing going on around the team right now. On Thursday the 12th, the Patriots themselves, Jordan, this was on their official Twitter page. This was not a leak. This was not a report. This was not speculatory. The Patriots on their own Twitter page put out, and on their website as a press release, put out that they are extending Gerard Mayo and that they will begin interviewing for an offensive coordinator. Which, for one thing, Jordan, never in a million years did I expect them to just announce something like that early, clearly, and not try and dance around it, not tell anybody anything, be really, really cryptic, and try to act really, really smart. So, Jordan, I was fully convinced we were going to get to training camp and still not know who the offensive coordinator was. But
well, don't get ahead of yourself. They never said they're going to hire somebody.
They're interviewing though. That means they now have to abide by NFL interviewing policy, and I guess we'll have to officially have an offensive coordinator, Jordan. In all fairness, which they did not have last season, they had an O-line coach who called the plays. Those are different. But
Joe, little do you know, Matt Patricia, he was the first interview.
He might get one, but they got to interview others, baby. But yeah, so that's, you might be right, Jordan, but at a bare minimum, I don't think you're right, by the way. I think you're wrong. Because again, this feels unprecedented, honestly, this level of transparency from the New England Patriots in the offseason. And I will say this does scream of an ownership group going, hey, guy, no, we know. Everybody, we know, don't worry, we're going to try and fix it. We know, we're going to try and fix it. So I would imagine this is a Robert Kraft thing more than a Bill Belichick thing. But it's happening, I guess. So, Jordan, put a smile on your face because it looks like the Patriots might be doing the bare minimum. And how does that feel, Jordan? Isn't that a good feeling?
I never felt better.
Jordan, one day I'm going to tell my grandkids, you don't remember the offseason of 2023. The Patriots, they had a very low bar to clear. And my God, did they jump right over it. So, again, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Because again, Jordan, I will reiterate this. I genuinely just felt like we were going to spend this was going to be drawn out for months and just be super cryptic and be super secretive for no reason, for no benefit whatsoever. That it was going to be some normal Patriots operating thing, but it isn't. It isn't. They're on the hunt. They're looking. I know, Jordan. It's very exciting. But, so again, the Patriots are looking. As basically all the reporting still says that, Bill O'Brien is the front runner of front runners for this. Who I didn't realize his contract with Alabama is actually done. Also a random thing, but I think Doug Marrone's been unmixed, maybe the new O-line coach. But otherwise, then when we get into, the actual... What?
I'm saying Doug Marrone.
I don't know.
Wow.
Doug Marrone. Would you rather have Doug Marrone or Matt Patricia coach your O-line?
I'm going with Doug.
Go Doug, too. He's been with the Saints this year. But... And then once we get into, the speculation, it has been, like a lot of the speculative reporting's been that, Matt Patricia will move into, will become, the senior football analyst, assistant, something else other than that. Although
I was hoping he would transition into unemployment.
Well, Jordan, I was going to tell you this though. I was going to say this though, Jordan. Something I did learn today is that as of now, Matt Patricia's Lions contract is actually up. So if the Patriots are to bring him back, they'd have to like actually give him a contract and actually pay him real money. Because for those of you that don't know, just to reiterate it, whenever these head coaches get fired, they're still getting paid the remainder of their contract, and any new team that hires them, while they're still, Matt Patricia got let go 2 years into like a 5-year deal. So any team that hires him after the fact, they are not paying any money that they pay him. Now is like subtracted from what the Lions owe him. So effectively, Matt Patricia's, I don't know exactly how much he's been making, but the Patriots basically just pay him. I don't know if they could literally pay him nothing, but they could pay him next to nothing, and he's still just getting the full value of that Lions contract. In fact, unless they were giving him more than that Lions contract, he wouldn't be making any more money. But now they'd have to actually pay him, Jordan. So maybe he doesn't even come back. Who knows? But as of now, the Patriots actually want him. They have to actually sit him down, and it's no longer a matter of him being cheap. It's a matter of, no, we actually like you, and we want to pay you, Matt, which maybe not. But either way, I don't care. Truly and genuinely, Jordan, at a bare minimum, I know that a team can win a title with Matt Patricia around it. So whatever made-up job they give him, I don't care. But they're looking for an offensive coordinator. And again, Bill O'Brien is at the front of that. But would you like to hear a list? Mike Reese put out an article of ESPN the other day, and he listed a couple of guys who he feels like fits into the credentials of somebody who's familiar with the system, somebody who realistically they know, because I can't see them I don't think they've never hired a coordinator who wasn't somehow connected to the organization in the entire time Belichick's been here. So I can't imagine that now would be the time that would start. But I'd like to hear.
They should probably look into that.
Jordan, I've talked about it. I'd still love a clone, Jordan. I keep telling you. But if it doesn't, would you like to hear this list typed up by Mike Reese?
Hit me with it.
Okay, we got Bill O'Brien, obviously, who's like the front runner favorite. I mean, if you're handicapping this, Adam Gase on here, which honestly, whatever. I'm sure he'd be fine. Again, I've seen a football team be good with Adam Gase coaching the offense. Keenan McCardell, the Vikings wide receiver coach, who apparently played with Belichick when he was in Cleveland. Sean Jefferson, another an AHC and a receivers coach for the Cardinals last year. Cliff Kingsbury, who is currently off in Thailand somewhere, so I don't think he's interested in a job right now. Seems like I don't know if you saw that, Jordan, but Cliff Kingsbury came out on Saturday that Cliff Kingsbury bought a one-way ticket to Thailand and tells me he's not in any rush to interview for any jobs right now. Because again, they just extended him too. His new contract is about to kick in this coming season, so he financially no incentive to coach. Doug Newsmeer, who's a QB coach for the Cowboys. And Nick Caley, who's the Patriots' current tight end coach, who they blocked from going to Jordan McDaniels in Las Vegas, and also they didn't make the play caller last year, so I'm not buying into probably not Nick Caley. If they were gonna make Nick Caley the play caller, he probably would have already been the play caller. But so yeah. And again, Jordan, honestly, happy with any of them. I have my preference. I have mine. I want them to poach the most poachable guy off of the Bengals staff or the Chiefs staff or the Bills staff or any of it. But if not gonna do that, at least they're doing it. Again, I gotta tell you, I'm elated. This is elating news. They're doing it, and they're doing it quickly, Jordan. So at a bare minimum, they're gonna have an actual offensive coordinator, allegedly, or they're gonna pull this rug right out from under me and doom me. But
I'm personally placing my wager on option B of the rug being pulled.
Why announce it? Why go out of your way to announce that you're doing it?
To give you false hope.
I hope not. Also, Gerard Mayo's coming back, which that might be equally interesting. I guess it's interesting because it's less expected. Well, I mean, I guess I didn't expect Patriots to do the bare minimum, but the coordinator thing should have been done. But yeah, so Gerard Mayo had The Browns requested to interview him for their defensive coordinator spot, and the Panthers requested to interview him for their head coach spot. He had a couple of head coaching interviews last year. I know he interviewed with the Broncos. I don't remember the other teams, but I know he interviewed with a few others, but he just kind of said no. And the Patriots are extending him. And I don't know what lies the Patriots told him or what the situation is. Like, I mean, now you have people going out and about arguing or assuming that Gerard Mayo's like now being groomed to be like the next in line to be the head coach of the Patriots. But no, I know you're rolling your eyes, Jordan, because on one hand, how many times have we heard that?
It's been a continuous topic for like the last 10 years.
But also, I mean, why else do you do it if you're him, right? Like, why else do you just straight up turn down head coaching interviews and sign a new contract? Like, they have to be promising him something. Like a lot of people are saying like he's going to be like a lot of the reporting now is that he's going to be at a minimum named like assistant head coach, whatever that means. But I mean, they might have to be promising him something though, Jordan, right? Like on one hand, I know you want to roll your eyes at it, but also you don't turn down an interview to be a head coach and then get promised nothing. I mean, unless they're just giving him like $1 billion. Which it might,
unless like the Texans asked them, then I turn it down.
Well,
too.
it was the Panthers interview that he turned down, and that's, we'll save the head coaching vacancy ranking for the offseason when we're bored and have nothing to talk about. But like I don't know, like I have to assume it's something. I don't know, like you're promising him something, right? Like there's no way you just come back. There's no way you just turn down like head coaching interviews to come back and be like co-defensive coordinator, but like not the play caller with Steve Belichick. Like
they might have made him vice senior president of defensive personnel package management.
Exactly, and that's a big title, Jordan. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Gerard Mayo will be the next coach. That gets you excited. Which I'm glad he's back, by the way. I am glad that they're retaining him for like the now. The future be damned, but like for the now, like I am glad that they're retaining him. I guess if he had left, I also would have just written it off as who cares? These people leave every year and then and then it's never really an issue. However, Jordan, in recent years, it feels like maybe that pipeline has dried up a bit and it's starting to become an issue. So I'd rather they keep the coaches that actually seem like they're doing okay.
But to pivot back to the offensive coordinator thing, can any of those guys actually run like a modern NFL offense? I mean, not to give Mike Shanahan all the credit, but it seems like dude is just. I guess he just invented what offense is in this decade.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I know how much you dislike that.
I don't. I actually have some very nice things to say about the 49ers later. But later.
I have very many nice things to say about
later
them.
in the program. But no, I don't know.
Like they're probably going to win the Super Bowl.
That's a pretty nice thing to say, huh? But no, I don't know. Like again, Jordan, if they bring in Bill O'Brien, he has them run the offense they ran 2 years ago. It's gonna be like a night and day, Jordan. So yes, yes, fine. Like any of these guys will be fine, at a minimum. It'll be fine. Like it's okay. I'm just glad they're doing it, Jordan. I'm so glad that they're doing it. Again, I'll probably start complaining soon, but I mean, we'll see. I haven't actually seen any reports on who they're interviewing. And again, this list that I read, this is just a list from like Mike Reese speculating. Just based on like what they've done in the past. Like maybe you're right, Jordan. Maybe they'll finally now be like time to bring in some new blood and we'll actually see all these random 19-year-olds who are like wide receiver assistants on the 49ers getting interviews. But we'll see. I don't know, but Jordan, I'm happy that they're doing it. I'm actually extremely happy that they're doing it. And that bar, Jordan, is on the floor. It's on the floor, but they're not falling through the floor right now. That's something.
Well, we'll see when the offseason officially opens up.
Yeah, but yeah, at a bare minimum, they're being proactive. It feels like, Jordan. They're being proactive. Last offseason, they did not feel proactive about anything. That last offseason, it felt like they could I don't know what they were doing last offseason, but they, at least it feels like, which again I assume is all being forced by the firm hand of Robert Kraft, if I'm being honest. But Gerard Mayo's staying put, and they might hire an actual offensive coordinator. Don't lock it in yet. And maybe a real offensive coordinator comes with like a real QB's coach.
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, maybe maybe Bill O'Brien will just be the QB's coach. And then,
or maybe Alabama just gives Bill O'Brien a lot of money.
I'm sure they have somebody bright and aspiring there who can fill in just fine. I'm sure they have some. I'm not intimately familiar with their coaching. I'm sure they have somebody there who will do fine next year, coordinating. The Patriots, they do.
So I think Alabama's offense can pretty much run itself at this point.
I'm sure it can. And in fairness, I guess that if anything, Bill O'Brien is a wildly good compromise for all the parties involved, besides me, not me. But the four major pillars of the four major parties that play with the Patriots right now: ownership, coaching, Mac Jones, and me. But for three of them, I will say it's almost kind of fun. It is funny how like the perfect of a fit Bill O'Brien is on a lot of angles. Because at a bare minimum, it's somebody that both Bill Belichick and Mac Jones should probably be able to stomach, which is probably for the best at this point if Mac Jones is going to be their quarterback for at least one more season, assuming that he doesn't actually just hate Bill O'Brien for some reason. But I would assume he does. I'm speculating on this, but at a bare minimum, they both did fine together. I'd say they had a little bit of success together, and also he's somebody that Bill Belichick knows, and that seems to be one of the biggest credentials for him to hire somebody for a major coaching position. Maybe he can pluck some of those Alabama assistants and bring them here, Jordan. Oh, you want that? More Saban guys here, Jordan? They're really finally going outside of the well. They're really finally
I guess that would raise the question of whether or not Alabama has truly just been on autopilot for the last 9 years. If it's just like a self-sustaining ecosystem.
Oh, it is. I'm sure it is, Jordan. But she's finally Jordan.
First round and second round draft picks, and they're just out there doing whatever they want to do.
But yeah, no, Jordan. The Patriots can find, the Bill Belichick coaching tree can finally really go outside of itself and find new ideas and inject kind of new philosophies from a radically different run thing like the Nick Saban coaching tree. To plenty of diversity of thought, plenty of diversity of affect. Really, finally, Jordan.
Philosophically, they're radically different.
Exactly, a bright young mind, aspiring mind in the game like Nick Saban, getting some of his energy in here.
I mean, can we get like a Georgia guy?
Nah.
Okay, that's too far.
That's too much. Maybe that's too much. Let's calm down here.
Okay.
Let's calm down here.
Or like, God forbid, like a USC guy.
No, God, Jordan. Maybe Jordan Addison. Maybe a player. Jordan Addison. I like Jordan Addison, but no, probably not a coach, Jordan. No. No. I'm sure
that the USC quarterback coach. No to him.
I'm sure that Bill Belichick would sooner hire Mike Shanahan than hire anybody from his son's coaching tree. Who knows? Maybe in the offseason we'll see Mike, which genuinely and truly I was shocked didn't actually happen last offseason. That's besides the point. But speaking of quarterbacks, Jordan.
Oh boy.
We have some betting odds. We have the Patriots on some odds lists for one Mr. Thomas Brady and one Mr. Tom Brady, by the way, is this guy who's been kind of doing okay the last couple of years in Tampa Bay. Maybe could be a fit for the Patriots system. And one Lamar Jackson, Jordan. And these both of these are the odds from DraftKings. There are a bunch of different odds out there, but I pulled both from DraftKings, so at least I assume there's some consistency in the logic and sources and thinking that they're using because they're from the same sportsbook. I don't know. I know how sportsbooks make odds. Again, I assume that those are the smartest sports people in the world who make odds, honestly.
Drake, if you did know, we probably wouldn't be doing this right now.
We'd be
You'd be like a
very
billionaire.
Yes.
You'd be like on the moon.
I'd be in
like
Thailand with Cliff Kingsbury right now.
Yeah, you'd be plugged in into like one of the computers in like Dune. You'll be doing space math
I don't think I'd
off
be doing
of
space
space
math if I was a
ecstasy
rich guy.
or whatever it was, Adderall, space Adderall.
Yeah. No, I'd but I'd own the space Adderall, Jordan. I'd own the space Adderall mine. But so anyway, so for Tom Brady, the Patriots are 4th in the odds. Now it's Tampa Bay plus 200, then the Raiders, then the Niners, then the Patriots and Dolphins both at the same odds, and then the Giants. And for Lamar, the Patriots are coming in at 5th. Underneath the Jets, Falcons, Raiders, and Panthers are both traded. By the way, Panthers, I think, are a sneaky Lamar Jackson team. That's something I meant to... I guess they're not that sneaky since they have the 3rd best odds. I guess they're actually not that sneaky, but that's a team I've been meaning to bring up as a... And then Patriots and Commanders are both tied for Lamar Jackson. And...
Ooh, the Commanders.
That's another one. But we talked about this last week, Jordan, that when we did our ranking of Patriots offseason needs, that I don't really have QB very high up on my list at all, unless it's a situation where you can like specifically get Lamar Jackson or Tom Brady, as in like get somebody who's like transformatively talented. Obviously, Brady had kind of a rough night last night, but as we're recording this on Monday, however, I still believe in Tom Brady. I still believe in the greatness. What I saw last night on Monday was what I saw 3 years ago against the Tennessee Titans in the wild card game. Not a man whose talent has been sapped from him, but a man whose passion for his situation has waned. But
he also threw the ball 66 times.
It's very good still. But again,
cut that in half. You might get some efficiency.
But again, if you could get Lamar Jackson, yes, I think they should explore getting Lamar Jackson. I don't really even know where I'm going with this. I just wanted to read these odds to you. I honestly don't know what the grand take is, other than like, I guess like assuming that not assuming, odds makers are, again, the most plugged in people in the sports world. You think that like Adam Schefter's plugged in. You think Adrian Wojnarowski is plugged in. No, it's the odds maker. Like these, I don't know how they do it, Jordan. Again, I'd love to peek behind that glass one day. I'd love to, and I never will. And I'll always be on the outside looking in as one of the dumb idiots, not one of the smart, beautiful people on the inside. But they're the most plugged in people. I believe it fully. And then they also know how to simultaneously take that knowledge and use it to exploit the masses psychologically, which maybe is what they're doing right now. But either way, they're in the mix. I'm not in the mix, but they're at least, smart people either believe that these things are possible or believe that you and I will believe they're possible enough to maybe bet money on them. If they tell us that
I'm not betting on those.
No, God, no. But I mean, I do. For Brady, I do it. I mean, Brady would be easy to, because it would just be a money thing. Lamar gets a little... I mean, Lamar obviously gets, a little bit more complicated because you have to give up assets and probably give him the biggest contract in NFL history.
I mean, you better do it before Joe Burrow gets his.
However, I'm still probably doing it. I don't know about you, Jordan. Like Brady, I'm giving the money to. Like, finally, they can give him his $25 million a year contract. Brady, I'm giving the money to. Would you do the Lamar trade, Jordan? If it was like legitimately like a couple of firsts, like other stuff, and like you're giving him, like, say it's exactly $250 million guaranteed.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. All right, we're at the same place on this then. Yeah, me too. I will say the health thing with him is scary. The health thing with him is legit. And maybe we'll talk about this more when we get to the Ravens game. But
I mean, it's a concern, but with with the Mahomes and the Burrows and the
Yeah,
Allens, he's the only guy there that can beat them.
No, it's that's the thing. It's clean, isn't it? Like it's like the health thing is. I assume the health thing is the reason the Ravens have even been playing around with this. Like I can't think of anything else. Like truly and genuinely, unless they just believe that like he's replaceable and that they can like bring somebody else in and like develop them. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about reasons for this, Jordan, mainly because I do think that the Ravens are like, I mean, they have been like over like the last 10, 15 years, the Ravens have like generally been one of the smarter organizations. Like they haven't been at least like one of the dumb teams. So at least I've been like, well, if they're not doing it, there must be like a reason. Like there must be something that they believe that's like grounded in some kind of reality. But, oh yeah, no, I'm doing the Lamar Jackson.
I mean, if it's the health thing, then they should reassess their risk tolerance because they already let this situation get ahead of themselves. If they believe that this offense is unsustainable and that Anthony Brown or Huntley is a better option, then they're just foolish. And they should have traded Lamar.
Well, I would assume that
years ago.
Well, they can still trade him now. No, I don't even think that like if like it's genuinely just a reticence. Like it's not like they put themselves in a terrible spot. Like if they really just don't want to sign into the big deal, they can franchise him and trade him and get the biggest haul anybody's ever gotten in trade in history, Jordan. Again, it's not like they put them... And then I would assume then they'd bring in a different quarterback. Like, I don't assume that their plan would then be to next season ride in with Tyler Huntley. I assume it would be to do something else at quarterback or use some of those assets you got back for Lamar Jackson to draft a quarterback or something. But no, like the fact that the dude, like 2 years in a row, has like basically missed the entire month of December is like a bad thing. That's a legit concern. And like some people have been speculating that maybe like if the contract situation wasn't what it was, maybe he would have been able to kind of like gut it out for this wild card game. And then RG3 specifically pushed back really hard on that. And he's kind of plugged into these things, I think. But either way, like it's still the same. If he could have played and been 70%, it's still, there's an issue with the injury thing. But even then, Jordan, I mean, absolutely. Like, you want to talk about getting one of these dynamic quarterbacks that I've been talking all year about how you either have or you don't. Like, you either have one of these guys or you're not. You either have one of these guys or you have the elite weapons, which we still haven't seen the team with the elite weapons win yet, by the way. But I'm believing it to a certain extent. But
this is like a grand example of like the opportunity cost.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yes, Lamar baby get injured, but you see what he was doing beforehand.
Oh, it's unbelievable! Like it's like this
phenomenal.
This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. Like a QB in his prime, maybe even entering his prime. He's either about to turn 26. But you don't see a guy. Actually, excuse me. He just turned 26. Happy birthday, Lamar Jackson. His birthday was on January 7th, and he was born the same year as us in 1997.
Yeah.
Anywho, like it's just that's why this Lamar Jackson is crazy, right? Because it literally never happens. It's never a guy who's this good, this young at that position, never been moved ever. Ever. I can't think of one example. Ever. The closest thing last offseason was Russell Wilson. That was an unprecedented move, and that happened because I guess everybody on the team hated him, and he's also 35?
33.
34, Jordan. Thank you.
34 now. And
he's 34. Like this doesn't happen. Hey, maybe the Ravens are right. Maybe the Ravens genuinely feel that if they go into the draft and they get Anthony Richardson, they can get the same results that they're getting. But man, Lamar's real good. Lamar's real good. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm saying it's got to be some combination of they believe that they can get something approaching this level of offensive production without spending $250 million, and it's the injury thing. It's got to be some combination, whatever the pie chart is for them,
I mean, so they go and draft a guy who plays just like Lamar to just end up in the same position.
Well, yeah,
3 years
you're
later,
not spending all the money. Yeah,
but you'll have to pay Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, then you get a new. I mean, if you believe in yourself at that point, you just keep getting.
But it'll be exponentially more than you would have to pay Lamar,
or you get
for
another
the same
guy,
player with the same injury risk,
or you get another guy, or then you get another guy again, and you just keep doing it, and you keep taking. Which, by the way, I mean, to a certain extent, if you can do that successfully, That's probably the smartest way to run your team right now. Like, if you can successfully find a new quarterback in the draft every 3-4 years and then take advantage of having a guy in a rookie contract and being able to spend a bunch of money, which is like how these teams are winning. Right? That's how the Chiefs, part of why the Chiefs won with Mahomes, the Bengals, because obviously that's a massive advantage if you can have high-level quarterback play and have a guy making $2 million a year. Like, if you can do it, if like a team can like successfully pull that off, then that's probably the best way to run your team. But it's, who's hitting on a quarterback every 3 years? That sounds crazy. That sounds very challenging to do. Like, it might be some amount that the Ravens just believe they can do that. I don't know. Like, there's, like, I keep...
and if that's the case, that's blind arrogance.
It's arrogant, but if you get it right, you're pretty smart. I mean, if you nail that, like, yeah, like, now you have, like, a lot more money to use on other stuff, and then you get all these assets for Lamar. Like, you can build a really good team if you can hit the quarterback thing. But yeah, that's, if they're like, well, we picked Lamar Jackson 32nd overall, like, we can just do that again.
So you picked up the fourth best quarterback in the NFL and just go,
yeah, we made him. The Patriots, freaking Bill Belichick believed he made Tom Brady, Jordan. Like, these dudes are kind of arrogant. Also, like, these dudes get arrogant. So I spent a lot of, because again, Jordan, I don't think it's just dumb dumbs mashing rocks, because again, like, Harbaugh and the Ravens, like, again, like, on balance, they've been a pretty smart team for the most part. So I have to believe it's grounded in, so I've just spent so much time thinking about this, but yeah, I know, man, I'll take Lamar. Maybe the Patriots will be on the other end of it and they'll look like the dum-dums, but I'm fine. Go get him. Very cool player. I mean, Jordan, you want some likability on this team, Jordan?
I would like, I do. I am a Lamar Jackson enjoyer.
That would be great. And I think they'd embrace it. I mean, I don't want anybody to come out here and be like, that's not their offense, because that's a lie. Because they're willing to adapt their offense for freaking the washed husk of Cam Newton. Remember, which, by the way, they freaking maximized. When you look back, honestly, that might have been one of Josh McDaniels' best years in hindsight. But even though maybe he just wanted to go to Jarrett Stidham all along. But yeah, man. Oh man, like, I'm glad
regardless, I think the Ravens are foolish. They
probably
they just need to bite. They just need to bite the bullet, because you see what they are without Lamar. They're nothing.
And in fairness, I don't even want to give them credit, because this is almost like I don't even want to give them like the out. They sure did get screwed over by the Browns and Deshaun Watson. Man, did that just throw a massive rock in the. Did that just piss in the bucket of all QB negotiations?
Yeah, I'm telling you that Deshaun Watson is going to be cheap when Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert come up.
That's what I'm saying, though. My point as well. I don't feel that bad for the Ravens. I don't feel that bad for the Ravens, because like that's the market. Like, what do you want, buddy? Like, it's the fully guaranteed thing is what makes it crazy. Like, it is, like, it's not just like that. Like, the average value went up. It's the fully guaranteed element of it. Like, that's the crazy part about it.
Well, that's about to be the standard now.
It might. Like, they might.
If Joe Burrow doesn't take fully guaranteed money, I'm gonna call him a damn fool. That's what we're gonna see, isn't it? Like, we see, that's the thing. Lamar is the first one to come up since that happened, and it's just like, you were seeing this now. Like, there is, and I don't know if it's either just teams in general don't want to give these fully guaranteed contracts. Maybe that's just it. Like, maybe I spent too much time trying to read into like the way that the Ravens feel about Lamar Jackson, and I've been looking at this too much, and maybe it's literally just these teams really don't want to give quarterbacks guaranteed money. Maybe the owners are all like calling each other, being like, "Don't do it. Don't make this the norm, please. If we feel that's the cost of doing business.
We feel like if we just go, well, what do you want us all to be like Deshaun Watson? Maybe that'll just kind of somehow people won't really add that all up together to be like, yeah, Deshaun Watson is a rapist. Why do business like the Browns did with him? That was a bad thing the Browns did, and somehow you kind of get out with it. But I don't know. It's weird.
No, I can know. I'm a man of reasonable intelligence. I can know. I can see through. I know. Sorry, NFL owners.
I'm not saying people will fall for it, but like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's it. Like, it's just like, again, Jordan, I've thought about this a lot. Because it's so weird, right? Because it's just, you'd think they just lock him down, but they're not. So, like, what is it? I want to know. Like, they wouldn't even talk about him on Sunday when they were playing the Bengals. John Harbaugh wouldn't even acknowledge he exists. J.K. Dobbins then did acknowledge that he existed after the game. By the way, they still almost won that game, Jordan, the craziest part. They still very nearly won that game, and maybe could have if Tyler Huntley didn't literally fumble the ball on the 1 yard line. Like, they very well could have won that game is the crazy thing. Which, again, like, they're a good organization. Like, they're a good team. Like, maybe they do legitimately think if they just had, like, an actual quarterback. Like, not Tyler Huntley, but, if they, like, actually just, like, reinvested at that position, but less than they have to invest in Lamar Jackson, they could be good.
They did have an actual quarterback. This is the funny part. It's like, he was great.
Well, he's great, but he was hurt. Well, but it's just, I don't know. The Lamar thing's weird to me, but, bring him here, baby.
And I'm still not necessarily believing that his knee injury was as bad as he said it was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into that. Like, in fact, but I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, man, it was a borderline was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's a borderline thing, though,
stage 3 strain, whatever it was.
Would have gutted out. Like I said, maybe it's something he would have gutted out.
You got to take your time with it, Jake.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's something he would have gutted out if, like, he had his money. I would hope it would be, honestly. Like, I'd like to know that my quarterback will, like, try and come back for a playoff game, unless it's an unprecedented contract situation. Like, I'll give him a pass for it. But
in the words of Shannon Sharp, there's two things that make an injury better: money and ice. And then Skip Bayless interjected, said, "Ice that you put on your body and ice that you wear."
Oh, that's
like,
good.
I was like, look at Skip Bayless.
It's true though, So, no, yeah. If he wants, hey, if he wants to come here.
I mean, someone's gonna give Lamar Jackson what he wants, no questions asked.
Patriots have the 7th to 4th most cap space in the league. Estimates are always kind of wonky on that.
And you can always structure the contract.
Oh yeah.
Whatever way you want it to.
Oh, don't worry about it. I would. I don't know what, like, what's your I didn't realize we gotta get into, like, full Lamar Jackson talk. What's your, like, what's the max amount you're giving up for Lamar Jackson, like, asset wise? I'm thinking, like, Mac Jones, a couple 4th, 2nd round pick, Matt Patricia.
Oh yeah, Matt Patricia definitely go. I mean, I'll give up 2 firsts, Mac Jones, couple seconds, maybe 3rd or 4th. I mean, basically whatever they want, I'll kind of give it up. I mean, because what the hell are the Patriots going to do with those 1st round picks anyway?
Because Russell Wilson got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, a 5th, and then Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, and Noah Fant. I don't know if I'm the Ravens, I'm, like, trying to ask for more than that. I don't know if you're necessarily getting that, because people might just look at that Russell Wilson trade and be like, no, that was a disaster. We're not matching it. Because also, like, trying to, like, compare trades, like, off-season to off-season, honestly, can kind of be foolhardy, because the going rates of players one off-season to the other can vary wildly. But it's what we have to go off of right now.
And also, I guess the thing with the Patriots, they don't have a necessarily appealing tight end or receiver core.
Well, yeah, but who? Figure it out. Like, you got Lamar Jackson. Figure it out now.
I don't know. Like, ooh, you wanna take on Hunter Henry's contract?
I'd kind of rather keep Hunter Henry here if you're gonna get Lamar. Honestly, you want Jonnu Smith? But it's like 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and then stuff. Really, it's just stuff. Like, those are, like, decent players, but they just stuff. Just stuff. Stuff being, like, mid-round picks, like, random players that they may or may not want. I mean, I guess maybe Mac Jones as a throw-in, or maybe they hate Mac Jones and don't want him. Who cares? But, like, one way or the other, like, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and, like, stuff. I'd do that. I'd do that. Now, the problem is maybe other teams would probably do that too, and other teams that probably have, like, better picks. Like, the Falcons can trade a better pick than you can right now. The Raiders have a higher pick. The Panthers, again, I think the Panthers are a sneaky Lamar Jackson team. I don't know why. I feel like David Tepper wants to spend big. But, I mean, I'm doing that. And if I'm Robert Kraft, I'm I'm into that too, baby, because you want to go back to the Patriots having. We've talked about this, Jordan. TV ratings of the Patriots were down this year. They played less primetime games than we've ever seen in our lifetime. Hey, it gets you back. It gets you back at the prime time, Jordan.
A young dynamic quarterback.
It's getting Lamar Jackson. Like it being good for the team, notwithstanding, good for a bit. Like, oh baby, I'm in on. Or Tom Brady. I mean Brady too. Brady would be fun too. I'd also welcome.
Damn, Lamar Jackson in the NFC.
Oh, why not? He'd be the best quarterback in the NFC.
Yeah, hands down.
He'd be the best. It's actually even though Jalen Hurts was on the second team All Pro this year.
Jalen Hurts was great, but I need to see another season like this one.
Yeah, but like Lamar, Lamar would 110% be the best player be the best quarterback in the NFC. Actually, in fact, if I'm the NFL, I'm almost kind of trying to push for that because they got to get something going in the NFC. The NFC is kind of a little bit rough this year, QB wise. Best QB in the NFC, right?
You don't want to see Daniel Jones and Kirk Cousins and Taylor Heineke battle it out again next year.
I don't mind
for the sixth seed.
Hey, baby, I don't mind. Hey, again, good playoff games this week, honestly. But yeah, I'm doing the Lamar thing. Like no, very little hesitation. Very little hesitation. I'm in on
one common thread I've been reading about. I'm not quite sure what people see in the Raiders that I don't see.
What do you mean?
Raiders they're kind of a bad team.
Yeah, but what do you mean? Like, what are people seeing though? You talking about like the Brady stuff and all that?
The Brady stuff, the Lamar stuff. I don't know why people have this much confidence in the Raiders. I mean, their weapons are great, but their defense
Brady,
is non-existent and their O line is garbage.
Yeah, well, for like Brady, it's like a McDaniels thing. Like that's the connection. And they've clearly broadcasted that they're going to be looking for a quarterback, and I think that they still probably fancy themselves a good team, so they'd be like the Brady thing makes a lot of sense. I don't know, on Lamar, really that whole list is just teams that need a quarterback that might fancy themselves being kind of on the bubble of being good. Which, in fairness, the Jets, Falcons, Panthers, Patriots, Commanders, Dolphins, all teams that are right on that are on the bubble of that either made the playoffs or were close to making except for the Falcons, or were close to making the playoffs and all need a quarterback. So I mean naturally you just be these are the teams that are being involved in a Lamar Jackson, and then I assume that the people making.
Did the Falcons win more games than the Raiders, or as much?
I don't know.
Did the Falcons go 7-10? I don't
think the Falcons won 7 games. They won 7 games. They did win more games.
Oh wow, they are.
They did
way ahead of schedule.
They did win 7 games, but that's the thing. Maybe they'd be a team that would be in on it. And Lamar Jackson.
The NFC South was nightmarish this year.
Yeah, I mean the Brady stuff with the Raiders, I just assume is 80% of McDaniel's thing. And Brady.
I don't see what anyone would find appealing about that Las Vegas team.
The location.
Constant turmoil.
The weapons. Really, that's the weapons, and Brady knows the coach, and it's something that he's comfortable with, which I guess are things that
Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs.
Hey, Hunter Renfrow.
You throw to them a couple times a games and watch their defense evaporate and lose a 15-point lead.
Exactly.
As they did 8 times this year.
Yes.
And last year. And the year before that.
But,
and the year before that.
Yep. But those are the odds. I didn't make the odds. This isn't my list.
I'm just saying I'm not a Raiders enjoyer.
I'm not either.
In fact, they probably just should have fired Josh McDaniels for his insolence.
They don't have the money. They can't afford it.
I don't believe that.
They can't afford it. They don't want to be paying him, John Gruden, and 3 other people probably.
Well, that's their fault.
It is. It sure is. But that's the Lamar Jackson thing. But
and then they'll have another first-round pick that won't make it on the team.
Yes,
so that'll kill somebody or get cut.
Violent crime in 2 years and get cut, exactly. But moving on to the wild card weekend, Jordan, I got to tell you, better than I thought. I felt just in general and some people have been complaining about officiating, and I hate complaining about officiating, so I'm not going to do it. But I give wild card weekend a thumbs up, Jordan. Lot of pretty good games. Seahawks 49ers was close. For a while.
A little bit.
Hey, first half, tied game. Seahawks were up by 1, in fact, going into halftime. That's pretty good. Also, I will say, I think the 49ers have become my favorite team to watch in the league right now. They
They are so good. It's infuriating.
It feels like I'm watching a different sport than when I watch Patriots games, like truly and genuine. Like their offense is it's just so fun to watch. It's so good. So good. They can just do everything. They have so many dudes. Everybody can do everything. It's unbelievable. Oh my God. It really is like just giving like a man who's been wandering through the desert for 3 months a drop of water.
It's like Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuels, George Kittle, and offensive line.
Oh my God,
what
it's unreal.
Brandon Ayuk, who
and then
are
they have
these
an elite
guys?
defense. Like they're so like their offense is just so fun to watch. It really is. Like it's just every time I just love watching them. I really do. Like as much as like a Kyle Shanahan like hater that I've been for a long time for like nebulous personality things. My God, they're so fun to watch. My God, can they please get Brandon Ayuk here in New England, please? Please ask for a bunch ask for a bunch of money, Brandon. Hey, he's entering He's ending his 3rd season. That's when the guys ask for money. That's when guys ask for money, Jordan. It's true.
I might take a little bit less to stay on that roster.
Why would you? Get the bag.
Because that roster is just better than anywhere else.
Chase the bag. Come play with Lamar.
That ecosystem is better than anything anyone else can ever provide for me.
Get the bag. That's the point. That's why they think you're replaceable. Prove that you're not. Come somewhere else. Make your mark. Get your money. What, Jordan? When do receivers ever turn down mony when do elite receivers ever turn down money to be a cog in a machine, Jordan? Also,
they don't. But if I were to talk to Brandon Ayuk, I'd be like, this is good.
Nope.
This is
best.
Good.
I want my money. And I'm sure the 49ers, maybe they don't want to give him $20 million because they got to pay all these other dudes, and they think they can replace him, and maybe that's when Bill Belichick slips on in. Him, maybe T. Higgins in the same vein. That's another guy I want to talk about at some point. Make a nice T. Higgins move. Joe Burrow's going to be getting the biggest contract ever. Jamar Chase, honestly, will also reset the wide receiver market. Maybe a T. Higgins slips through the cracks. But anyway, that game was fun to watch. I like watching the 49ers. Me, like everybody else on the planet, I stopped watching Chargers-Jaguars at halftime.
I did as well.
I did. I went out. I went to go see some friends. I went to go touch some grass. Like a fool. Oh, I should have seen that coming from a mile away, Jordan. I'm embarrassed with how many years have I spent explaining how the Chargers are futile? A futile organization that will never have anything nice. Of course they did this, Jordan. I looked this up. That's the game. In the second half, they ran the ball, I think it was about 7 times. It was like 6 or 7 times. They were up by 20. Because they were up by 27 at one point. And then they were up by 20 going into the half. Which, by the way, they let up an end of the half touchdown. Cracks started to show. They ran the ball 7 times! Which, Jordan, is the only way. I talked to you about the other day. If you look back at the Falcons Super Bowl against the Patriots, the only way you let a team back into a game with that large of a lead is just like refusing to run the ball and not being able to do anything offensively. But even if you run the ball and you're getting 3 and outs every possession, at a bare minimum, you're running more clock. Like that adds up. They could do it. They wouldn't do it. Maybe they couldn't do it. People are like, oh, they're not built for it. Eckler isn't really a bell cow. I think he's barely touched the ball 20 times in a game this season. Who cares? Just do it anyway. Do it anyway. And don't give her the first down.
There's also, jet sweeps, bubble screens, other stuff like that are run adjacent.
Anything. And they don't. And they don't. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. Oh, and they didn't. And it's just, oh, my God. Then they didn't fire their coach. That's the craziest thing. Like, I assumed that Brandon Staley was out. And then today, they came out and announced that they were firing Joe Lombardi, the OC, and firing their passing game coordinator, which, gives me the message that, they're not firing the head coach because you don't announce the coordinators and fire the coach, which maybe has something to do with Jim Harbaugh going back to Michigan, honestly.
Probably. Because
if I'm Jim Harbaugh or Sean Payton, like that Chargers job is kind of the one that I'm circling. That's the one I'm circling like a buzzard right now. Like that's the elite landing spot if you're a coaching candidate. But kept him. It's crazy. Brandon Staley, who loves to think himself out of winning games. It really is unbelievable.
Also injuring his star players in a meaningless game.
You don't, because he doesn't think. It's not. There's nothing behind those ears, Jordan. You know the Chargers were 30. I think it was either their 31st and they're 31st in yards per passing attempt.
That doesn't make sense to me.
It's not right. That wasn't the number. Was it average depth of target? It was something like that. I had the numbers. I should have kept them. Did I save it? Oh, I'm an idiot. I thought it was a tab I had pulled up. What a fool I am.
The hell was their offense this year then? I didn't watch that many Chargers games because why would I? I watched like that one Charger Chiefs game when
Where on earth
Justin
did I find
Herbert
that
broke
number?
his ribs.
Oh, I'm getting embarrassed right now. Anyway, don't mind that. Never mind it. But
It's fine. You may not even hear it. You know, this
their
may
offense
just be cut
wasn't.
out.
The point is that they were not pushing the ball downfield like at all as a team. Like if you look at like the passing charge from this game, it's like there's like a full arc in front of Justin Herbert. Like literally, like if you look at the pass here, like a full like all the lines make like an arc directly about 2 yards in front of him. Like they're just I don't know. I don't know. So now they're gonna rehab their offense and not fire their stupid coach, and then they'll probably make a bunch of cool moves this offseason, and everybody will say that the Chargers are a sneaky Super Bowl pick and that they're loaded, and then we'll get to like November and people will be telling me that I'm stupid for not believing in them, and then I'll be right is what'll happen. I'll turn out to be right and the Chargers will fail spectacularly somehow like they did here where they failed spectacularly. Also, Trevor Lawrence is a dog.
He is a dog.
Who the hell throws 4 picks in the first half and then comes out in the second half and just starts slinging it again like nothing happened? A dog, that's who.
Man said, I'll get him. I'll get him this time around.
That is a man who told himself it's 0-0 at halftime.
And then went to Waffle House afterwards.
He did go to Waffle House afterwards. It's true. He did. Man's a man of the people. So
yeah, Trevor. They might have been right about Trevor Lawrence. They might have got that one on square on the nose.
Urban Meyer, he might have been not very good when he was in Jacksonville. Doug Peterson.
I don't think Doug Peterson is this offensive guru like everybody else does.
No, but he is proving my theory that sometimes just hiring like a boring head coach who's like displayed like a level of competency is sometimes the right move.
Yeah, dude is just a solid B+ offensive mind.
Man has been a successful head coach in the NFL, and a lot of people cannot say that same thing.
And Trevor Lawrence is like the best quarterback over the last like 2 months.
It's unbelievable. It really like that. You want to talk about it fact like that? Like that's an intangible thing. Like again, to be able to play that badly in the first half and come out and be like, it's fine.
Unfazed,
unbelievable,
ice in veins. Does not care.
Bills Dolphins was also a good game. Like that was the game I wasn't gonna watch. I went to go take a nap in my friend's apartment, and then I didn't because they were watching Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio movie that came out last month. Jordan, do you know that this existed?
I didn't know it existed.
I didn't.
People said it was good.
It was great. I watched the whole thing. It was great. It was really good. It was all claymation. It looked really good. It was really unsettling at the beginning. It was good.
I like how he made Pinocchio. He's just all out of wood.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I like that.
It was good. I recommend it. It was very good. Also, like 3 Pinocchio movies came out last year, Jordan. Did you know that?
No.
Like 3 separate adaptations of Pinocchio came out last year. Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, so I watched it, and then I went, okay, time to go for a nap. Let me see the Bills Dolphins score. I pulled it up and like in the first half, and I saw that the Dolphins were up. And then I moseyed myself on down to where I was going to go watch the Vikings-Giants game. And I watched it. And, man.
Josh Allen, man.
They were close. I got to tell you. I guess I was glad to see the Bills look mortal. At a bare minimum. Like, I guess that's only a positive to take. And, my Lord, if the Dolphins could just have a QB stay healthy like a Tom Brady, how things would be.
Josh Allen's just head empty, throw ball, run over linebacker.
But, yeah, no, man, like that was, I cannot, again, a game that I thought would suck was pretty good. Giants Vikings was fine. I didn't like seeing Kirk Cousins lose. It made me sad, but it is what it
Oh
is.
no, I was all in it. Saquon was eating them boys.
He was.
I was like, oh man, is
I-
this 2016? I had to check the calendar.
I can't wait to yell at them for overpaying him in the offseason.
Oh, it's going to be terrible. But like this comeback arc is ridiculous.
Oh, it is. And I
Great.
gotta tell you, I was like ready before that game too. I've been reading like a lot of like Daniel Jones numbers. I was watching a little bit of Daniel Jones film breakdowns, Jordan, and I was like, Daniel Jones wasn't very good this year. I know these some of Daniel Jones, like he's been like almost exclusively like go out there, throw to first read, or run, which is probably a smart thing for Brian Daboll to be telling him, honestly. But it felt like it was a lot of that, and like obviously the receivers sucked, but even then, like when dudes were open, he's like not finding dudes a lot. Like it's just again like go out first read, go. Then in this game he was balling, dude.
He took the weights off like Rock Lee.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe Daniel Jones is good. I don't know.
It's all Brian Daboll.
Oh, so I wouldn't pay him if I'm the Giants at this moment in time. I mean, we'll see what happens. They have a whole playoff run. I'd probably not, because again, I'm of the belief that if you feel like you made a guy as a coach, just make another guy and don't pay Daniel Jones $25 million. But
Can the Giants get Hendon Hooker?
yeah, I mean, why not? Like it's Brian Daboll sure to do a better job with him than Joe Judge did, though, didn't he?
Oh, most certainly.
But then he played really good in this game. He was really good in this game. Like Daniel Jones, like busted, like in like a singular game, like he busted all these narratives I was spewing, baby. So I don't know. We'll see. Like that's kind of the value of having a play.
Daniel Jones has had a lot of moments this season where he's just
like if he like
put the team on his back.
Yeah, again, like if you look at the real numbers, that's like he actually is last in the league in big time throws, Jordan. And like a depth of target, I think he is actually 32nd. Again, not a lot, but again, like it's been fine. Like it's worked. Like it's
that makes it more impressive considering how anemic the Giants roster is.
It's not great. Again, it's not great. It's not the weapons he has have not been great this season. But I don't know. Like we'll see. Like if he marches into Philly and they like shred the Eagles, like maybe I got to really rethink my Daniel Jones takes. But that was good.
That's going to be a game.
Oh, that's going to be a game. Jordan, we got 3 NFC East teams in the divisional round.
Could have been 4 if the Commanders didn't self-destruct.
They probably would have made it out of the wild card round, Jordan.
Probably not, but
they would have been playing the 49ers on Sunday.
Oof.
Yeah, no, they would not. I should be on Saturday. But and then your Ravens Bengals, we already talked about that. And Cowboys Buccaneers, it was sad. It made me sad. Also, honestly, it makes me feel different about the Cowboys. The Cowboys might actually be legit because that's a game they would have lost last year at 1,010%.
They also they don't have a kicker anymore, I guess.
I guess not. No.
I was watching. I had the game on like a low volume, and I had it on my second monitor right there. And every time I look at the Cowboys, I was like, dude, this dude just keeps missing kicks.
He really does keep missing kicks.
I was very confused. I was like, why is he doing this?
It really is unreal. But yeah, no, the Buccaneers are pretty cooked. Their defense is very good. Todd Bowles might just suck, sadly.
Yeah, Todd Bowles sucks.
Todd Bowles might just suck. Might have just not been the Jets. He might just be bad. So, like, I think Brady's out of there. I don't think Brady's retiring. I think he's out of there, though. I think Brady's, like, big time out of Tampa Bay. I don't know why you'd stick around if you're him for that. And then that brings us, Jordan. I think I like all these games in the divisional round.
Oh wait, one thing I do have to say.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Brady's pocket awareness is phenomenal.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
This dude, the way that he can just sniff out. Sniff it out. Never gets hit.
It's always been the most impressive thing about Tom Brady. The way that man can move like inches, and he diagnosed the exact 2 steps he had to take to make the entire pass rush buzz by him. It's unreal. It's always been unreal. And he slowed down a little bit this year. Like he was like a little bit slower, like at least on like his like release this year. But
like I feel like if Tom Brady can show Josh Allen how to like throw the ball away.
It's not a matter of Josh Allen learning how to do it. It's just learning. It's just accepting to do it.
Just Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
Anybody can know how to throw the ball away. I don't know. Brady's pocket awareness has always been maybe the thing I found the most fun to watch about Tom Brady. It really is
Josh
unbelievable.
Allen head empty, throw ball.
Man is just an ultra instinct in the pocket at all times.
Even Josh Allen made some of the greatest throws I've ever seen.
Yeah, Josh Allen's using ultra ego. See, that's the difference.
That is the comp.
Josh Allen's
he is all ego.
The more damage I take, the stronger I get.
Tom Brady's body may have a mind of his own, but me, I'm all ego.
But no, I know the divisional round game all pretty good. You got Jaguars, Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are probably gonna watch it, but it'll be fun to watch. I want to see more.
That's a setup for Trevor. That's a setup, man.
I want to see more playoff Trevor. Giants, Eagles again. I keep thinking the Giants aren't very talented, but man, they keep winning, and I can respect that.
Oh no, they aren't talented. That's what makes it so great. They are dramatically outmatched in literally every single thing besides
the Eagles have
pass
7
rush.
all pros. Would it not be an Eagles thing though to lose this game?
Oh, 100%.
Would this not be a mega Eagles thing to assemble this ultra talented roster?
It wouldn't surprise me if Nick Sirianni and the Eagles come out and they get nervous, and Brian Daboll being a dog just
he is a dog
pounds them into oblivion. Saquon has
had retained him.
160, 2 touchdowns. Daniel Jones throws for another 2, has 85 percentage completion rate.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It would be something. And then Bills bang. I mean, that's a weird one. I don't even know. I mean, that's a great game. Last time they played, it wasn't so great.
Yeah,
But
hopefully it'll be a bit better this time.
People want to keep arguing about if they should have to play that game in Buffalo or not. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get into it though. And then Cowboys 49ers might be a real game. That might be a fun game.
You want to talk about the neutral site divisional round going to Atlanta and the Mercedes-Benz
We're getting to it, Jordan.
Stadium?
We're getting to it, Jordan. Don't bury my lead here. And then Cowboys 49ers. I think that'll be a fun one. I'm not completely dismissing the Cowboys out of hand.
If Dak Prescott can play the way he played on Monday, then
Jordan,
they can win.
That's always the thing I tell you with Dak Prescott. That's always the thing. That's always the argument we get into. The ceiling when Dak Prescott plays at his best is so good. It's up there with all the elite quarterbacks. Just he doesn't do it every other game. But when he plays great, he's a top 5 quarterback.
But the 49ers,
so good.
Boy.
So good.
That is.
Who knows, though? You're going to have Brock Purdy playing an actual playoff caliber defense.
I don't think that matters to Brock Purdy.
I think who knows?
I think that boy might just be
Purdy.
unperturbable.
He might just be different.
Yeah, he might just be. Yeah, he might got that dog in him.
But we'll see. Isn't it fun? Fun games. I'm gonna watch all of these. These are all good games. And then Jordan, you buried my lead on it, but we do have to talk about one more thing in regards to the NFL. And this came out, I believe, on Wednesday. Was it? This came out Wednesday, Thursday. A day after the show, so the NFL knew that I wouldn't be able to react to it in time. They maybe thought I'd forget about it. I haven't. The fact that they are moving, I think we talked about this as a possibility, Jordan. My own personal hell is becoming reality, and the NFL is obviously moving they will have the neutral, if the Bills make it to the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, the neutral site AFC Championship game will be held not in an area that simulates the conditions of Kansas City or the conditions of Buffalo, to make a fun, dynamic January AFC Championship game that'll be memorable and kind of represent both areas. No. Oh, no, not having it in Pittsburgh, Jordan. They're not having it in Chicago. Can't have that, Jordan. Weather's an abomination. Weather is unfair. So they'll be having this in the corporate-friendly rich man's Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta. And I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. Because they want to do this for every conference title game. If this goes well, they're going to get so into the idea of having every conference title game in some stupid dome. And I hate it. I hate it.
So we sold out all 100,000 seats for the AFC Championship.
Oh, we had all these vendors. We had to be a whole thing. Oh, they'll make a whole thing out of it. And I'll hate it. I'll hate it, Jordan. There is no reason for this game to be inside. In the South. Truly angers me.
Would it anger you less if they played in Detroit?
No, not really. Maybe a little bit. Because like they're just having it in the Mercedes-Benz Dome because it's just the mega corporate friendly dome. So maybe a little bit less. Not really though.
It's America's favorite stadium, the Mercedes.
I hate it. I hate it. It's my least favorite stadium. It's my least favorite. I hate it. It's a post-modern blight onto the world.
It's a really good stadium.
It's too nice. It's too nice. It's inside. It's just I really do hate it, Jordan. Like what? Ugh. I hate it. Especially since like I really like Arrowhead. Like just the way it looks on TV. I really like it. And like obviously it's a very loud environment. And like same thing with Raymond J. And the fact it's like cold and like this game to be a little bit more dynamic. Even though there are people who would have you convinced that playing games in cold weather is like asterisk worthy or like an abomination. God forbid the sport be dynamic, Jordan. We need to make sure that every single game is played in the exact same conditions and that every single game that there's nothing that could be. Oh, I hate it about the conditions. Can't force teams to adapt to anything, Jordan. I really hate that they're doing this there. It makes me angry. It really does.
Jake, it's the fine thing about it. They go down to Atlanta. They'll have this nice air-conditioned stadium. It'll be about 72 degrees, and then they'll have those nice,
these
form-fitting seats that can accompany large-thighed people. And
poor coaching staffs won't have to hurt their whittled brains trying to account for weather or wind direction or temperature.
It'll be. You know, you'll have Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. They'll be making the media rounds. They'll have all these venues and booths set up, and they'll be like, look at the AFC Championship game in Atlanta.
And then they'll be like, well, we should do this next year. We'll get a sponsorship.
And all these celebrities will come out, and
I know, and I hate it, Jordan.
You want to see like Quavo at the AFC Championship game. And it's gonna be like Quavo and Bill Murray and
The Weeknd,
like 2 Chainz or somebody.
Oh,
and
God.
And the stadium will be packed, and it'll be perfectly. One half will be blue, one half will be like orange.
That's what they're doing. That is how they said they're doing it. They are doing it.
They probably have both end zones for both teams.
Each team will get one end zone. It'll be the NFL logo at the center. They already announced
like
the rules.
The AFC at the 25.
Yeah, they're following Super Bowl rules on it. It's true. You know, neither team is considered the home team. Neither of them will get to be in the Falcons locker room. By the way, I read that today.
They have more. How many locker rooms do they have?
One team will be in the away locker room. One will be in the auxiliary locker room.
They have an auxiliary locker room?
Yes, for when other like sports play games in there and there aren't the Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah, but they can't have either team have like the assumably nicer home locker room.
Damn.
I know. But yeah, I love it, I love it. I love that we're not getting like an outdoor AFC Championship game. Oh, thank God. Maybe I'm creating a straw man.
They might find somebody to do the halftime show. You want to see the AFC Championship halftime show?
Oh, I love it. I can't wait for them to do this next year and further ruin the integrity of the sport. This is the thing that gets up my back. It really does, Jordan. Because I'm convinced there's like a class of people. Maybe the people don't really exist. I'm making them up. I'm convinced there's like a class of fans that hate any kind of weather impacting a football game. And it just makes me angry. We're simply trying to like make the sport less dynamic and less interesting. Which is great. So we have a fancy event that none of us can afford to go to. It could be in the fancy Mercedes-Benz Dome. Because everything needs to be there.
Atlanta's a great city.
I might have my wedding. I might have my funeral there. Ironically, maybe honestly. And it just it had to be the monument to everything I don't like about the sport. It really did. It had to be the freaking monument to it.
Damn, Jake is like, damn. Remember when it was the Georgia Dome?
Oh God, hate it. Not a fan. Out on this. Wrong move, NFL. Bad call.
You're not ready to see Little Baby perform at halftime at the AFC Championship game in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Oh, God. Ugh. And then it'll be, let's do this every year. Oh, we'll have one at that disgusting indoor stadium in Minnesota. Thank God the Vikings play inside. Ugh.
I mean, well, in the Vikings' defense, they've always played inside.
Which is an abomination.
I mean, that's more of like practicality than
war
like
crime.
They've always played inside.
True crime that the Minnesota Vikings play inside.
Damn, you weren't a Humphrey Dome enjoyer? Ham dude's a
I
hater.
am generally a dome hater, but especially when you take something that could lead to cool, interesting weather games and make it another perfect temperature controlled dome, so the entire sport can be boiled down to big passing. So anyway,
and then they'll give the Bills and Chiefs the exact same uniform, Jake.
imagine if you put like Brandon Staley in a cold weather game. We wouldn't know what to do. It'd be fun to watch him implode.
I mean, well, you don't need cold weather to watch it implode.
It's true. You don't. You'd be insulating them against it. I hate it. Anyway, that's it on that. This went a lot longer than I thought. Wow, we really always do nail this. Red Sox are poking around. You want some big names that the Red Sox are in on, Jordan?
Oh, tell me.
We got Elvis Andrus. We got Adam Duvall.
Okay.
Jurickson Profar. And
All right.
if you're wondering, are the Red Sox sniffing around middle infield options because Xander Bogaerts left? Yes, and because if you missed this, because this is another thing that came out, Trevor Story also might be out for the season. So you can now add second base and shortstop to your list of needs.
But what if they trade for whoever the Twins drafted with their competitive balance pick in the second round of like the 2020 MLB draft?
What did the analytics say? He's a dog?
Analytics don't know because he hasn't played yet.
What does the dog index say?
He's
Pound index, I think would be a better name for that stat.
he's a quiet dog.
All right.
He's whimpering.
All right. But yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. The Reds, I don't have much on that. Red Sox just keeps getting worse and worse. They extended Rafael Devers and it was fun for like 5 minutes, and now it just
They still don't have a starting lineup. I don't starting rotation.
don't have a catcher yet.
Don't have a catcher.
Don't really have a catcher.
Not really sure what they're doing at first base too.
I guess it's Tristan Casas. That's the whole plan.
Or center field.
Well, when Kiki Hernandez inevitably has to play shortstop, I also don't know what to plan at. Well, in fairness, again, like Adam Duvall is a Gold Glove, had won the Gold Glove as a right fielder in 2021. So I don't know if that's. I mean, that would be maybe a plan. Or there's.
What would they do at center field then?
Maybe you'd
bring out the old dog Duran. My favorite player.
You could bring out Duran. I would assume, like at that point, you'd go to like, you'd factor in like Yoshida. I don't know if he can actually play center field. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
I mean, I don't want to assume saying if you can play one.
No, they're listing him as a left fielder. I
all.
actually don't remember if he played center field or not in Japan. I mean, this also all hinges on the fact that they don't bring in like in more infield options, and like Kiki Hernandez has to slide down from center field into the infield somewhere, which I'd probably just prefer that they bring in like a shortstop. Because again, like Elvis Arruda does have like very good defensive Andrus does have like very good defensive numbers the last couple of years, even though he's 34 years old. But it's all you're getting at this point is old guys.
I mean, can they sign him with a Nantucket Nectar and a Hallmark card from Walgreens?
Maybe. But yeah, Red Sox are not doing so hot. Jason Tatum now leads the Celtics in all-time 50-point games, which is an unbelievable stat, by the way. We talked about that before. Tatum dropped 50 on the Hornets last night. Maybe they should have kept him in the game from the drop 50, but I'll get over it. But it was either his fifth or his sixth 50-point game, and that was the most in Celtics history, which feels untrue.
Tell me Bill Russell didn't have like 25 50-point games in a row in 1962?
No. He was too busy just holding teams to like 60 points a game.
He's too busy being the coach and holding teams to 60 points a game.
And coaching at the same time, yes, abs. But, nope, again, that feels like a fake stat. That doesn't feel like a right. It's kind of unbelievable that stat's correct. But Jason Tatum, all-time
like
leader.
Like a guy scoring 100 points?
What?
Like a guy scoring 100 points?
You get out of here with this.
Which didn't happen.
When are you going to make the Wilt Chamberlain Truther documentary?
I'm not a big conspiracy.
The crazy thing is, after we talked about this the other day, I opened TikTok and like the third thing I saw was a video of another guy being a Wilt Chamberlain denier.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Jake, how many things, how many contemporary sources do we have of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points? There's like a newspaper article and like a picture which may or may not have been on the same day.
Him holding up a number. I don't know what you want me to tell you, Jordan. For the time,
like him holding up like a piece of paper that he drew on with Sharpie 100
that says the number 100. I mean, Jordan, I don't know what to tell you. For the era, that's
there's
ironclad. Hang on.
Like there's more records on like Eurasian horse archers from China like 5,000 years ago.
It's
like
true,
I know we know more about the
Zhang
Nu than we know about Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100
hang on,
points.
Jordan, hang on. I'm handling this. Hang on.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you remember when I did this?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Oh God,
does that count as a secondary source?
Those San Francisco Warriors were ass. Took
He
him to town that day.
100 points.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Jordan is an ardent Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points denier.
He didn't.
He's a firm denier that Wilt Chamberlain did not score.
If Wilt, let's pretend like basketball was like something they played in like 5 BC.
Okay,
we wouldn't believe it. Historians would say this is a lie.
If it was just like a Bible proverb. It's a story in the Bible and like the.
Like if Tacitus said Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points, we wouldn't believe it.
St. Paul dropped 100. This is Leviticus 3:19:54.
Yeah, if Thucydides was like, oh yeah, one of these Athenian generals
Peter
dropped 100,
scored 100 points with 15 rebounds and 3 assists. He shot 44% from the field. Went 18 for 20 from the line. By the way, that's a component of Wilt Chamberlain denial, by the way. If you want to hear that, that's one of the if we're getting into this. That is a facet of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 points denial, by the way, because he attempted 32 free throws. He made 28, and I guess like on that season he was like a 50-60% free throw shooter. People are like, what are the odds? The real Wilt Chamberlain deniers.
Statistical
like, what are the odds? What an arbor.
He didn't do that shit, Jake.
Which, by the way, you accepting that a guy can score 100 points is accepting a statistical aberration. His free throw percentage being up is too much. That's unbelievable.
He didn't score 100 points. That's the problem. He tell me no one recorded the carnival.
They didn't record the game. They were watching. Like, what else do you do? Why would the news? Okay, fine. Okay, but fine, Jordan. I'm gonna ask you the thing that usually makes most conspiracy theories fall apart. Because it's always the thing I ask most conspiracy theorists. It's like, okay, you're doubting something happened. The usual thing that like can really like at least like make you think about it. Who would lie about this, and why would they lie about this?
They lied about that so they can bring more attention to the basketball game instead of having the dudes play like fucking rugby or volleyball.
But why? Okay, why would the newspapers lie on their behalf for the Philadelphia Warriors?
They paid them.
Yeah, there you go. That's
they paid him off. I don't know, Jake. I'm not. You know.
I'm asking. That's important. That's like the important. Okay, look, why? How? If you're gonna have a conspiracy, why would it be faked? But okay, it's just money. Want to bring attention to the sport? All right, fair enough. You're in.
It's it's a little bit of yellow journalism. I mean, there wasn't too far
wrong,
removed
though.
from the McCarthy
There
era.
are more sources on like 14th century goat herding. You're not wrong in like specific villages. Scholarship does go crazy for everything besides like Wilt Chamberlain. All right, like we're saying this now, and like somebody's gonna at me on Twitter with like a book that somebody wrote on this.
You want to know more about Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100 or the Sea Peoples and the collapse of the Bronze Age? We know just about as much as both of them.
Jordan, it happened a long time ago, all right? They didn't record things in 1962. I think maybe this was mixed in with Watergate somehow.
Probably.
I don't know how you tie them together, but ooh, is this a Nixon thing? I mean, exact. But I don't know, Jordan. All right, I'm glad we got it. I'm glad we finally got this to paper. So again, folks, Jordan is a Wilt Chamberlain 100-point game denier. I'm choosing to believe it unless I'm presented with compelling information because I simply live in the Matrix. I'm a cuck. I'm too blue-pilled for my own good. I simply get force-fed by the lamestream media and believe their narratives. But Jordan
one of my favorite quotes is, "You must believe in ancient history, even if it isn't true."
Jordan is simply based and epic and red-pilled and is simply just asking questions and cares about the facts. So...
Say, I don't know, Jake. You want to read about how the Egyptians domesticated the horse? You got more information on that in like 3000 BC than this fucking game.
All right, I think on that note, unless you got anything else to get off, Jordan, you got any more? Got any more Wilt Chamberlain slander? Or are we good?
If you want.
I mean, Jordan, it was against the Knicks. Like, I mean, does that make it more believable for what happened to any team? It would be the Knicks.
That makes it a little bit more believable based on what Luka did to them. It makes it a little bit more.
But alrighty,
that is a wrench in the theory.
It's a kink in the
we gotta iron that out.
You're like, well, actually, if you look at these photos from the game, the flags are blowing. Why are the flags moving? There's no wind in New York. there's
New
no
York
wind
didn't have photography until 1963.
There's no wind in the Hershey Sports Arena in Hershey, Pennsylvania. But they played this game after, I believe it was the Giants and the then named Redskins played an exhibition basketball game.
It's just go, Jake.
You know, it's how things.
Jake.
Different time.
You're telling me that Wilt Chamberlain walked in there, scored 100 points.
Yeah, and then he wrote on a little card and he held it up, Jordan. So remember, I don't know what's so hard to believe about that.
There's okay. I'll give you another one of my sports conspiracy. I have two sports conspiracies.
No, Jordan, no, this is good. Another day. But one's gone long enough.
Okay. All right.
Another time. Maybe
right.
Next episode we'll end with another one if we're running out of stuff to talk about.
All right, wait till I tell you about my take on baseball statistics.
All right. You know what, Jordan? Write a bunch of these down, and this could be a new segment like over like the summer when we have nothing to talk about.
Okay.
When it's like just baseball and like no OTAs or nothing. We'll really get grinding on that. But all right, that's it. That's the show, everybody. I'm Jake. That was Jordan. I'm on Twitter, Jake R. Elmsley. He's on Twitter and Instagram, true_world_king. Check out the YouTube. Check out the TikTok. We will be back next week. See you then.
Bye.